Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here, Vincent York. What's up? Pennsylvania. I hope the western half of the state population density is better there, although I thoroughly enjoy the Jewish Alps. Matt Fulkerson, shalom, brother. Ohio. Listen, thanks for being here. It's the 4th of May, so may the 4th be with you, nerds, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not very good at that stuff. If you need to know how to operate heavy equipment, how to run chainsaws, stuff like that, I got you. But if I need a detailed explanation as to why Jar Jar Binks is an a-hole, that's what I got you for, because I have no idea. Now, shalom, welcome to the Bear Daily Brief for May 2020. Thank y'all for being here. There's lots of places you could be spending your nerdy time today, but instead you're spending it with me, and I appreciate it. The entirety of this report is available on Patreon. This is a big report today, a bigly tremendous, it's gigantic, it's bigger than the wall, not AWOL, the wall. Don't go AWOL, we need you. Don't run away, don't do it. No AWOL. This is a massive report today because of y'all. That's how this works. Y'all email intel@bearindependent.com, intel@bearindependent.com, 0 A's in the word independent, bearindependent.com, intel@. You email them. The dance monkeys receive those tasty little intel nuggets. They compile them into this report. They send it to me. I put my own spin on this, pick out the pieces that I want in here. The entirety of this report gets posted to Patreon the night before, and then we do this thing live in the morning. So intel@bearindependent.com. If you have actionable intel for the Bear Nation, also check out the Bear store at bearindependent.com. By the hands of the Most High and by y'all, we have approximately 3 dozen people, 10 households that are being supported in part or in whole by this. So thank you, honestly, thank you very much. And also consider Grindstone Ministries, which is our charitable organization. We're doing big things. We got 2 different projects coming up right now that we're fundraising for. So you can check out Grindstone Ministries. We do all the cool things. They're the best. Like, comment, subscribe, share. That helps us in the YouTube algorithm. Hello to all the new people. So many. From sea to shining sea. There's all these new people here. Welcome. Bear Independent Intel Report for May 2020 overview. The number of confirmed cases worldwide and in the US continues to climb. As of the time of this reporting, the official numbers are as follows. And again, by the way, these numbers are going to continue to change. And so it's as of the time of this reporting, they've already changed, okay? Snapshot in time. 3.553 million global cases with 2.15 million active global cases. Global deaths are 247,000. Global recoveries are 1.15 million. US cases are 1.182 million. With 936,000 active cases. U.S. deaths are 68,247. U.S. recoveries are 178,235. However, the U.S. has just had its deadliest day according to the reported numbers. And just as things are beginning to open up in certain areas. I'm over it. I'm over it. If you're sick, stay your sick butt home. If you're not sick, do what you got to do. I'm over it. We are not going out licking people's faces. I'm not trying to shake hands with people I've never met before. We are social distancing. Masked gloves whenever we're interacting in environments that are, heavily trafficked, so forth and so on. We're not going into places we don't have to, doing the curbside pickup and blah, 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 blah. But man, I got 3 businesses in the ministry to run. I got people to take care of. I got stuff to do. And I'll be damned if the government is like, well, that's non-essential. Well, to me, it's essential. To me, it's essential that we provide for the people that we provide for, that I do the things that give me joy and sense of purpose and fulfillment that I was fearfully and wonderfully created to do. So I'm going to do those things. However, If you are convicted differently or you are in a higher risk category than we are, do what you got to do. Stay home. Stay away from other people. That's awesome. If you're sick, stay home. Stay away from other people. But me, we're not sick. By the hand of the Most High, we're not sick. We're also not taking undue risk because we do have people that fall into that higher risk category here on property. So anyway, because of an IRS glitch, some foreign workers who lived in the US at some point during the last 2 years have mistakenly received economic stimulus checks. Yay, government! Non-citizen workers studying at universities or on temporary work visas often use online filing services meant for US residents, causing the IRS to count them as US citizens. We should definitely put the government in charge of all important things because they are so damn good at their jobs and they have such an awesome track record of success that I can't think of a single reason why we wouldn't want them in charge of every single facet of our lives, because these guys, they nail it over and over again. Over and over again, they're just like, tremendous. Trump said that he's seen evidence linking the coronavirus to a lab in Wuhan, China. An unidentified administration official has stated, quote, "We have to get the economy going again. We have to be careful about how we do this. But we will find ways to show the Chinese that their actions are completely reprehensible." Oh, Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Australia and the US and the European Commission, the executive arm of the EU, are all calling for an independent probe into China. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Air Force officials have made it clear that despite the pandemic, US B-2 stealth bombers and nuclear-armed ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, are ready to attack and defend in minutes should America be suddenly catapulted into a massive great power war. End quote. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Air Force bombers have flown over the South China Sea, South China, in a recent show of force. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. The U.S. has tweeted support for Taiwan's participation in the UN, drawing ire from China. An unnamed spokesperson said it gravely, quote, "it gravely interferes with China's internal affairs and deeply hurts the feelings of 1.4 billion Chinese people. There is only one China in the world, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China. Political manipulation by the United States on an issue concerning China's core interests will poison the atmosphere for cooperation of member states at a time when unity and solidarity is needed most." Well, that's a bunch of horse pucky right there, but Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Sheep are the dumbest things. They really are. They're the dumbest things. I don't know if you can hear this more on in the background over here. But on one side of the fence is a lamb, and on the other side of the fence is the mom, the ewe, the sheep. And this moron is 20 foot from the gate that she walked through, trying to find her lamb. And it's not like a cute little defenseless lamb. Like, this thing is weaned, right? And they're like, "Oh, how did you get on that side of the gate? Why are you on that side of the fence and I'm on this side of the fence? How are we looking at each other across the fence?" "Go around to the gate and then go through, you dumb meat." They're such beautiful, majestic creatures. No, they're meat. No, they're meat. They are idiots. Tasty idiots, but they are idiots. Continuity of infrastructure and supply chains, 2 or more eyewitness accounts. Repeating, processing and manufacturing slowdowns are decreasing supply of goods, particularly animal products. Beef production is down more than 10%, and pork production is down by a whopping 36%. Food shortage. And just as a recap, especially for all the new people, what are we tracking here daily? What are my key indicators? We talk about this all the time. First is economic unrest, then food shortage, then civil unrest, right? People behaving badly. Add into that, things that I'm paying attention to also are Whiskey Alpha Romeo, probably with China, or a proxy war with China. And then, of course, if we are in a proxy war with China, what's Russia gonna do? Who knows? But they might just stand back and do one of these. Or they might just kind of wait for a good time to just jump in there and bah! Who knows? I don't know. I'm just guessing. We're all just kind of guessing. I'm just trying to make the best informed guess that I can. Now, and then lastly, elections. What happens with elections? Who knows? But all that's going to contribute overall to tumult and chaos. I don't want tumult and chaos, which is why we prepare, which is why we do this. So food shortage, pork down 36%, beef down 10%, production. Essential workers at Amazon, Instacart, Whole Foods, Walmart, Target, and FedEx are holding unprecedented strikes over their employers supposedly profiting at the expense of their health. Civil unrest. We've talked about this before. If they put a gun to your head and say you must go to work, that's one thing. If you show up voluntarily, that's another. If you're showing up voluntarily, I don't think you get to protest. I think you just get to not show up voluntarily anymore. But if they're saying, you will come to work today, that's a whole nother thing. International issues will also be leading to higher prices on some imported items. For example, Asia is having issues harvesting the rice crop due to a lack of migrant workers. Food shortage and economic issue there. McDonald's will now be rationing meat supplies based on demand rather than just ordering what the company thinks may be necessary. This comes after Tyson's comment that, quote, the food chain is breaking, end quote. Food shortage with economic implications as well. A recent position paper published by a global association representing the freight forwarding industry has warned that the pandemic's impact on supply chains means the imbalance of container equipment to keep cargo moving is at its tipping point. Food shortage, economic issues. They don't have all the equipment or the people to use the equipment to keep the product moving. A Walmart in Massachusetts has been ordered to close its doors after 23 employees tested positive for COVID-19. The store requires its employees to wear face coverings, but no one was doing so. The store will be professionally cleaned and sanitized, and the city health department will perform an inspection before it can reopen. Government, yay, awesome. All employees will be tested and they'll be required to wear gloves. Again, it's not the government's job, I think, to protect you from anything. But damn, Walmart in Massachusetts, could we just maybe not have 23 people infected at the same time? I'm all for commerce. I am all for business. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But we got to be smart about this, because when we're stupid about this, this creates opportunities for government to be all governmenty and get all overreachy and tyrannical, other people might call it. Those people would not be using the Bear dictionary. They'd be using their own dictionary, which is not approved by Bear. When we fail to act responsibly, it creates opportunities for the government to overstep their bounds. We got to be smart about this. We really, really, really have to be smart about this. Because now that Walmart will be used as an example on a national scale, maybe an international scale. See, we got to crack down on this. No, you got to sit down and shut up. And the people at Walmart need to wear gloves and masks. Both. Whew. All employees will be tested and they will be required to wear gloves. Both patrons and employees must wear face coverings. Kroger is rationing ground beef and pork purchases in some stores due to panic buying. Food shortage. It has been reported that both oil and automobiles have been parked in the middle of the sea to wait. There is a glut of these products due to the shutdown. Economic collapse? Question mark. Kansas's ethanol industry has been hit hard by the sharp drop in gas prices. 2 plants are idle and 9 have decreased production by at least 40%. Economic collapse? Question mark. Or at least an economic softening. We know now, if we can believe any of the reporting, or if we can amalgamate all of the reporting that we've had so far and try and draw, base conclusions from that, that we are at or approaching the severity of economic impact as we saw during the Great Depression right now. So, knowing that, what are you doing about it? Again, this is not the fear-mongering, doomer porn, 15 reasons why the zombies are going to eat your kids and rape your dog channel. And we don't sit around and, Oh my gosh, the world's gonna end. Oh man, the reptilian overlords. Yeah, but see, the cabal and the Council on Foreign Relations. What are you doing about it? Make food appear out of the ground. You're vegan, grow veggies. For real. And I know many of y'all are, believe it or not. Many of y'all at this channel have somehow found a way to identify with this and still be vegan. It's cool. We have a vegan yoga instructor that watches this channel. Awesome. Bless you, sister. Shalom. Preparedness transcends all boundaries. It's tremendous. If you're vegan, grow vegetables. If you're a pescatarian, okay, cool, whatever. Whatever your thing is. If you're a carnivore, have meat. But start doing it now. As the system continues to become more and more fragile, as our just-in-time logistics break down, we have to, rather than putting the responsibility for us being fed on the system, we have to take that responsibility back. We have to onboard that responsibility to us. When I look at my kids, when I look at my wife, when I look at my brothers and sisters, I have to understand that it is my responsibility to make sure they stay fed. And I am not willing to compromise my morals and ethics by taking something from somebody else so that they get fed. So that leaves me in the production department. I have to produce calories. And I would strongly encourage you to produce calories. Even if food remains available, and I'm not saying that it will, I think we're going to see a greatly reduced availability of common food items in the near future. Even if it remained available, an economic softening would mean that now you don't necessarily have the money to buy said food. Okay? If milk goes from $4 to $8 to $12 a gallon, can you afford to buy milk now? For many people, the answer is no. Is milk even available? You add in the weakening of the US dollar and the supply chain logistics, just supply and demand, increased demand, decreased supply, decreased efficacy of money, prices are going to skyrocket. Sorry, get off that horse. Legal and political. Repeating, many places are beginning to cautiously open up or making plans to do so. CNN, quote, Andrew Cuomo may be the single most popular politician in America right now, end quote, due to his handling of the pandemic, according to a poll of New Yorkers. 90% of Democrats view him favorably, as do 73% of independents and 53% of Republicans. New York. I love y'all guys and girls. But the rest of the country, it's a hard pass. We're good, thanks. We're good. We have zero, and forgive me if I humbly speak on behalf of planet Earth. No. Thanks, but no. We're good. I'm good. I don't need Andrew Cuomo. Hey, Oklahoma. No, you can't have that. Hold on a minute. This holds 17 rounds. You're a felon. No, I'm good. Thanks, but no. Blah, 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 blah. Cuomo's poll numbers are literally unbelievable, end quote, they say. Later, Biden, I think Joe Biden is a sham of a political presidential candidate. He's going to fall by the wayside. I think they're going, the Democrats are going to inject Cuomo in. Biden sucks. Everybody knows Biden sucks. The Democrats know Biden sucks. We know Biden sucks. Biden knows Biden sucks. Biden sucks. So I think you're going to get Cuomo. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. President Trump has issued an executive order securing the bulk power system from unrestricted foreign supply. This is a national security issue, but also Whiskey Alpha Romeo. A class action lawsuit has been filed from a group of plaintiffs led by ranchers, Cattlemen Actions Legal Fund, United Stockgrowers of America. Why does everything have to be a stupid acronym? Why? Why? Because this works out to RCALF, C-A-L-F, USA. Really, bro? The Ranchers and Cattlemen Actions Legal Fund, United Stockgrowers of America. WTF, man. Like, it was probably cute in the 50s when you came up with it, but that's stupid. RCALF USA. It alleges that a group of U.S. meat packers engaged in a vast conspiracy to artificially depress cattle prices, resulting in lower prices for producers and record profits for the industry. The defendants include Tyson Foods, JBS, Cargill, and National Beef. Food shortages, civil unrest, and economic collapse all rolled into one. Pics of this on Patreon. Oregon's DHS may take children from the caregivers' homes if the caregiver is unable to care for them due to severe illness from COVID-19 and no one else can care for them. People are not very happy about this. And I got to cruise through this because I got a thing to do this morning. Not that I'm not happy to be here with y'all, because I am, but I got a thing to do this morning. And this is a massive report, 8 pages. Again, patreon.com, look for Bear Independent. This whole report is there. Protests continue. Another protest against Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer was carried out by armed protesters, many of whom also wore military-style protective gear and rigs. They entered the State House chanting, "Let us in, let us in." Civil unrest. A court ruled that the constitutional rights of the citizens were not infringed by Governor Whitmer's stay-at-home order. Which court? Where? Oregon's governor just extended her emergency powers another 60 days. Oh, tyranny? Roger. In response to the criticism received from the decision to open the state and county parks, New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy has said, "Many of you have come my way. Your interventions to me did not matter one little bit. With all due respect to all the pressure that's been out there, we couldn't frankly care." Sounds like a hell of a governor you got there in New Jersey. Good for you. Maryland is using the National Guard to protect a shipment of masks received from South Korea. Quote, in an undisclosed location, due to reports of Massachusetts having a plane load basically confiscated by the federal government. Repeat, Maryland is using its National Guard to protect a shipment of masks so the federal government does not confiscate them from them in an undisclosed location. Tyranny actual? WTF, bro. Medical. Per the University of Virginia's health system, the National Institutes of Health reports that the antiviral drug remdesivir helped patients with advanced COVID-19 cases recover 31% faster than patients who received a placebo, and also appeared to improve survival. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on YouTube. I don't know S about S when it comes to doctoring. If you got a hole in you that's not supposed to be there, I can probably keep you alive until somebody who knows more than me gets to you. That's the extent of what I know, medically speaking. So do your own homework on all of this. Societal in general, Kansas City, Missouri officials are now requiring every church to submit a list of members and attendees along with their names, addresses, and telephone numbers to city officials for tracking and surveillance purposes. How about this? Kids, you're gonna need some earmuffs. How about F you, Kansas City, Missouri? How about no? Hard pass. No. Not just no, but hell no. Are you serious? Gotta be careful what you say on YouTube. We can walk up to the line, we can look at the line, we just can't step over the line. Because, you know, that'd be hate speech or something. Talking about tyranny on the internet is hate speech. Kansas City, Missouri, get your heads out of your asses. If you are in Kansas City, Missouri, you should be raising holy hell right now. No. Not just no, hard no. Absolutely not. Infringe on my God-given constitutionally protected rights. Make me scratch my beard, Kansas City. The Central Texas Food Bank has said that they recently had the biggest turnout they have ever seen. This was in East Austin. Food shortage. Texas Comptroller Glenn Hagar has reported a 9.3% drop in the state sales tax revenue in March, which was remitted in April this past month, due to the shutdowns. Economic crisis. Meat is being rationed or is often gone from the shelves in many areas. Unsurprisingly, prices are up. Food shortage. Kansas may start to reopen this month. Roger that. Florida state parks are to reopen today. A protest in Sacramento, 32 protesters were arrested when the event escalated after California Highway Patrol officers ordered them to leave the steps of the landmark downtown Sacramento building or face arrest. Some demonstrators got in the officers' faces, screaming that their rights to assemble were being violated. They are correct. And calling officers traitors. That's for you to decide. Pics of this are on Patreon. I'll just say this. Law enforcement officers, all enemies, foreign and domestic, we are not your enemies. We are who you are sworn to protect. And just as a brief FYI, those tax dollars that flow through that government and into your bank account each month come out of my wallet. Now, I love you deeply and I appreciate you deeply, but let's understand how this relationship works. Government is instituted by people, for people, for people. You don't get to tell us what to do. The relationship works the other way around. I'm not one of these, you work for me, son, because that's stupid. But understand this. The government that you are choosing over the people that you are sworn to protect is enacted by those people, funded by those people, and exists to represent those people. And so when you transgress that trust that those people have put in you as an agent of said government, things are going to go extremely poorly for you. Not only that, you are transgressing the oath that you took. Don't. Because if you're worried about where your paycheck is going to come from, we'll figure out a way to feed you. Your community will support you. Your community will thank you for the service that you do on behalf of it. But if you bite the hand that feeds you, don't bite the hand that feeds you. The small town of Gallup, New Mexico, a hotspot for COVID-19, has enacted the Riot Control Act to order that the town be sealed with no movement allowed into or out of the town. The roads are closed. Tyranny? ? A man in Bethel, Maine has defied state orders, opening his doors to diners, a testament to the mounting frustration about the economic restrictions. About 150 diners lined up around the building. The man has lost his state health and liquor licenses as a result of this. Tyranny actual. I'm over it. We're all essential. It is essential that I feed my family. It is essential that I be provided with a way to provide for the people that I love. I don't want your government check. I don't want your permission to do my job. I just want to do what I was fearfully and wonderfully created to do. And if you get in between me and my creator and my sense of purpose and my fulfillment and my duty to provide for the people that I love and that I've been entrusted with their care, and we lose the ability to redress, and we lose the ability to have conversations with one another, even if they're impolite conversations, what is left? This is a travesty, Maine. People want to work. People want to do their jobs. People want to be left the hell alone by their governments. I'm over this for the greater good at the barrel of a gun. I'm over it. Again, the flip side is that we must act responsibly. But if we are acting responsibly and we seek only to do that which is good for us and then therefore good for everybody else, no harm, no foul. Don't tell me I can't. When you take away all of the options that a man has, what do you expect? A pawn shop in New Mexico is facing a $60,000 fine for staying open. Tyranny. An Oregon County in Portland said it was creating a safe grounding space for minority staff to escape the predominant whiteness during this pandemic. F you, Oregon. That's stupid. Albuquerque, New Mexico business owners are asking for a deadline extension for property taxes as the government has forbid them from conducting business during this pandemic. My standpoint is, oh, if this is a national emergency and my rights go out the window, your laws go out the window. Is this world without rule of law and should we be crazy? No. But I'm not gonna ask your permission to open my business so that I might feed myself responsibly. We're not running around licking the first person we see. But I don't need your permission to exist. Repeat, I don't need your permission to exist. And that's ultimately what this comes down to. Bend the knee and kiss the ring so that you might exist. No. Hell no. Hard pass. And somewhere inside here, in all of y'all, is that. I would encourage you to find it and to exercise it with great wisdom and judgment, discernment and right ruling, so that you may act responsibly, but say, no, hard pass. I do not need your permission to exist. I was fearfully and wonderfully created by my Creator, and my rights come from Him. They are codified and supposed to be protected by you, and you're not doing your job. Your job is to represent me and the will of me and my people. You're not doing it. But I don't need your permission to exist. I come from Him. My rights come from Him. And you are either in line with His will or you're not. But I'm over asking permission to simply exist, to do my job, to feed my family. This is stupid. This is a massive report. Massive report today. The entirety of this is on Patreon. I'm gonna plow. Intel@bearindependent.com. Please send your intel to bearindependent.com. The entirety of this report is generated from the intel you send to intel@bearindependent.com. AdventureFrontier.com. You need Spartan armor? Get it there. Bear runs Spartan armor? He got it there. AdventureFrontier.com. Those guys are friends of mine. You can get your bare fac and your bare minimum there as well to go on your plate carrier. I recommend the bare minimum for a plate carrier. You can get bare minimums also now in Marpat Woodland, Marine Pattern Woodland, on the store at bearindependent.com. Also, if you got a dirty butthole, you should clean it with Hero Soap, because those guys are veterans and they figured out how to make soap that's going to make your nads tingle. It's all natural. It's made with goat milk and essential oils, and it's produced by veterans in the United States. They're awesome guys. Send Lucas an email. Tell him he rocks. Go get some soap. HeroSoap.com. Promo code BEAR. Roger, Roger. Single accounts and insider intel miscellaneous. There are still checkpoints on I-20 West coming out of Louisiana into Texas. You must fill out paperwork giving an address where you will quarantine for 14 days in Texas. If you can't, they send you back to Louisiana. Bexar County, Texas, a detention deputy at a jail dropped dead after many other people there were diagnosed with COVID-19. In Rhode Island, chicken and beef are extremely scarce in the stores, still plenty of pork. Egg prices are still increasing, limit of 2 per person on all items. Empty shelves include paper products, dish soap, rice, flour, and pastas. One viewer says that Amazon workers have masks, gloves, and social distancing on steroids, as in someone manning the cameras can call a supervisor. Temperature checks and hand sanitizer. A lot of hand sanitizer are being given to workers. If a worker misses a shift, it is ignored. Pay has been increased by $2 and hour restrictions of part-timers have been lifted. One person who works for Target Distribution in Newton, North Carolina said, "We've been working our tails off trying to keep up with the demand for essential products." So much. People are fleeing Oregon to Montana. One realtor there said a family from Oregon had liquidated all of their accounts the day prior. They fled to from a big Oregon city and drove until they found a small town of 2,000 people and asked to buy a house that day. No plan, no jobs. People are running scared from these population centers. In San Jose, California, last night we had a police helicopter, quote, "Last night we had a police helicopter circling slowly over our neighborhood with a siren blaring and a recorded message to stay inside, lock our doors, and do not let anyone in. This has never happened in our area before, but the intel of note is that the police denied the existence of the helicopter when telephoned by a local attorney." This email is on Patreon. Also, San Jose, California, crime is skyrocketing since the lockdown here. People are reporting that they are being mugged while walking for exercise. In most places around the country, police might be honest and on the side of the people, but not in San Jose, end quote. Elizabeth, New Jersey is now using drones to deliver social distance warnings to citizens. Number 4 shot works great on drones, just saying. When an owner of a local restaurant or smokehouse went to a restaurant depot to buy meat, they were completely sold out. In Canada, they've banned assault-style guns, and it is believed that red flag laws, ammo restrictions, magazine restrictions, and handgun restrictions are coming. I'm not Canadian. Clearly. Y'all need to let your... There's a Yankee with a sandbag, PTing. Y'all need to let your elected representative officials know exactly how you feel about this. Exactly how you feel about this. Again, I do not require your permission to exist. Also, Canada, Trudeau's COVID-19 business loan bailout requires an acceptance of a somewhat subjective liberal statement of values, which some fear will be used to target things like Christian bookstores, sporting goods stores, or boys' summer camps. The Australian federal government says a shift away from the China supply chain is inevitable for the country. Whiskey, Alpha, Romeo. South Korea says its troops fired warning shots from after North Carolina. Begin again. South Korea says its troops fired warning shots after North Korea opened fire accidentally. Also, Kim Jong-un has finally made a public appearance. Rumors about why he disappeared are still flying, however. Whiskey, Alpha, Romeo. China is refusing to hand over lab logs and has denied the World Health Organization's request to participate in the investigation into the coronavirus's origins, according to a WHO representative in China. Whiskey, Alpha, Romeo. Actionable. Buy a cow from a cow guy. Rancher. Some people call them ranchers. I call them cow guys. Butcher that thing with all of your best friends. Plant your pantry. Silver linings. One man has stopped putting off some preps and has gotten good tools and has distanced himself from unhealthy individuals. Quote, "Much love. Thanks for all you do. Shalom." End quote. Bless you. A viewer has been able to get a garden established and start leatherworking and has had a promotion while working from home. He's paying down debt and getting ahead in life. He will be coomping or coming out of Her My People next February. Awesome. Quote, "Praise Yah that I have space to garden now and I will be in a much better physical condition with all the work I'm doing to make these seeds grow." Amen. A viewer has made her own sourdough starter since instant yeast is nowhere to be found. She has started sprouting her grocery store garlic. A woman in North Carolina spent a month quarantined with her in-laws and helped them prepare a 20 by 25 garden and teach them about gardening. They planted from her personal seed library that she had prepared. They are more interested in food security and are learning about independence. Quote, I've never felt closer or more at ease with my in-laws, and I am blessed to have come into such a wonderful family. Awesome. Bless you. A viewer can get fresh milk directly from her farmer in the state, and she has ordered 250 birds with her father. Quote, and thanks to Bear for mentioning the issue about olive groves. I grabbed a few extra bottles of olive oil at the store yesterday. Bless you. In Canada, a farmer who was unable to sell his chickens to the slaughter plant sent them to a small private kill plant, had them killed and packaged, and sold them through friends. 20,000 chickens sold in less than 24 hours. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. How do we exist in a system that can't find a way to make use of 20,000 chickens, that considers it a better idea to kill 20,000 chickens and let them go to waste than to kill 20,000 chickens and bring them to market when the food is disappearing off the shelves? Bless you, Canada farmer guy. That's awesome. Many families are now a bit better prepared. One contributor from Hawaii says that, Shaloha by the way, says that since he has no debt, is well prepared, etc., he, quote, went to Adventure Frontier and bought a Bear Fact Plus body armor, anxiously waiting. Bless you, brother. I'll ask my wife where that Hawaii order is. Appreciate that. I mean, it's gonna get fulfilled. I'm just saying we might throw a couple extra things in the package. Thanks for being on the report. Appreciate you. One man works some grueling hours as a pediatric nurse, and on his first day off, he is woken by his 7-year-old son saying, quote, let's do the things, Dad, end quote. That's awesome. The son wants to continue making the garden even bigger. Quote, next point, the Lord sent me a small kit or baby rabbit today. It ran into a small box under my toolbox in the workshop. The question is what to do with it. Pet for the neighbor's children, meat rabbits for dog food. There is a super adorable picture of this rabbit on Patreon. One viewer was loading soil bags at Walmart for their new raised bed garden and was taking a break on her rear bumper. A police officer pulled up, asked if anything was wrong, and when he found out she was resting, he loaded the rest of her bags for her. 20 40-pound bags. Thank you, sir. That is awesome. Cleaning company in Albuquerque is handing out free disinfectant. A viewer who is more prepared and is able to purchase and distribute food for others and build up his own stores for the coming hard times. A viewer and 3 friends have contacted a local beef farmer and arranged for delivery of a beef for butcher. Quote, stacking food to the rafters. Many blessings to you and yours. Bless you. One man and his wife have committed to putting 40 acres into diverse production of hay, cattle, corn, and sheep. They put in 3/4 of a mile of fencing, a barn, ran water lines to pens, and planted 3,000 square foot of garden. They will soon be up to 24 laying hens. Spring planting conditions are great. The family is spending more time outside, enjoying fresh air and hard work and laughter. Quote, we are well on our way to be better than most during this situation, and we thank you. I've recently had a feeling to start reading my Bible in the early mornings and quiet time. Thank you for what you do. God bless. Bless you back. And of course, we've got our useful resources here, which is on Patreon, notes that are on Patreon. By the way, check out the forums at bearindependent.com. They exist for y'all. Disastercoffee.com supports Grindstone Ministries. Y'all might prayerfully consider supporting them. Sanctified Supply Co. If you need some cool swag made by awesome people, they support Grindstone Ministries. Check them out. And Amendment 1 Preparedness for all your awesome prepper camo gear. Amendment 1 Preparedness supports Grindstone as well. Check them out. What have we done since last we spoke? We had Sabbath. We fellowshipped yesterday. It was freaking awesome. We had, let's see, I had a brisket mazzocco, which is a matzah brisket taco with green bean casserole, homemade of course, and homemade barbecue sauce on top of it. And let's just say that it was They don't make anything better than that. If they do, I've not had it. Hot damn, it was awesome. And there was whiskey and Oreos and Reese's Pieces and friends and brothers and awesome edifying conversation and worship of our Creator. And it was exactly what I needed. Drank a bunch of homemade wine. Bless you, sister, who brought it. It was awesome. Not the kind that like gets you super drunk, but just that nice, even buzz all day. It was awesome. We filled orders, shot content for Patreon, and I gotta go now because I gotta go pick up a pallet of chicken. A pallet of chicken. Y'all need to network. Y'all need to talk to people. You need to network. You need to find the people in your communities, in your areas, in your regions that have resources so that you can make use of those resources. And by the way, that pallet of chicken is not for me. It's for us. Let's pray. Father Yah, thank you for another Monday. Thank you for the opportunity to stand before you and to do these things. Father, thank you that even though the world is acting stupid and crazy, that you are sovereign over all things. Thank you for the fact that even though you continuously destroy the world, you always preserve a remnant, and that remnant is sanctified unto you, Father. I pray that you would just continue to teach us how to walk with you, that you would fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, Father. If there's anything within the sound of my voice that's not of you, I rebuke it and destroy it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Father, fill us up. Give us your light and your love. Teach us how to do these things. Teach us how to better walk with you and show us how to serve your kingdom for your glory, not for ours. Father, keep us humble. Keep us learning. Keep us as children, Father. Thank you for restoration and redemption through Yeshua Messiah, Jesus the Christ. Father, thank you for using busted up pieces of garbage like me to do your will. Father, I pray that you just shine blessings down on everybody within the sound of my voice, and you would use this opportunity to build testimony, to further conviction, to minister to your kingdom, Father, and to build us up to be the things that you fearfully and wonderfully created in your image. Father, I ask all these things in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Bless y'all. Have an awesome day. Shalom.